it's such a personal thing, taking care of your body, and I'm still on a journey of finding out what works best for my body. Hi, my name is Madelyn Cline, and this is my Women's Health Body Scan. I don't know if I have a particular favorite part about my body, because I think self-love is a constant journey, but I will say that I'm grateful to my body for getting me through everything that I go through. When I was younger, I did struggle with eating disorders, specifically when I was a teenager. I think I was around 16 when I started working out a lot, and I would wake up every morning at 5 a.m. and I would work out for 30 minutes. And it was super rigorous cardio every day. And then, it turned into, why am I not achieving this body shape that I want? So I started cutting calories, and it would be the kind of thing where I would eat like 6 almonds for breakfast, because I didn't want to counteract the cardio that I just did. And then it turned into, not feeding myself protein and not feeding my body what it needed when I was working out so much. On top of that, I was dancing. On top of that, I was weightlifting, and I was, I worked out multiple times in the day. All I knew is I wasn't achieving a particular body image, and so I was angry, and I was harming myself in the process and starving myself in the process of trying to achieve that. And that's an awful place to be, especially as a teenager, when you're idolizing a certain body type and you can't achieve it. And it's not because there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that you're not built that way, and that's okay, and that's perfectly fine. My mom was a wonderful help in that. She'd stand there in the mirror with me, and we would list out things that I liked about my body. And it was one of those things that after that repetition, those things became solidified in my mind. I like my curves, I like my hips. And after a while, I started to love my body, and that was okay. And I became so much happier. My natural hair color is dark brown. The first time I dyed my hair was for Outer Banks. I had never touched my hair. I was just too afraid to, and I just didn't want to pay the money to do anything to it. And then Outer Banks happened. It's funny because they weren't sure if blonde would be the move. And so everybody went to the hair salon, and they got their hair done the way they wanted. They just wanted to look sun-kissed. I came out of the salon, and I felt like, and they put like highlights in my hair, but it kind of felt like I had streaks of peanut butter in my hair. I've never told this story, but basically I wasn't extremely happy with it. So I went to CVS and I bought Sun-In, and I soaked my hair in Sun-In and blow dry it and repeat, and just made my hair really light so that the next time I went to the salon, they'd just have to tone it down from brassy, because you know how Sun-In does, it makes it orange. That's the story of me being blonde for Outer Banks. I think for me, like for love languages, I feel like verbal affirmations, like quality time and physical touch are all really important to me. He's really, really wonderful at like quality time and, those verbal affirmations. It's those little things when your person says like, oh, you look beautiful today, and you're not wearing any makeup, or, you don't feel at your best, or, you're just kind of feeling meh, or maybe your mental health's not that great that day. And that person looks at you and says like, I love the way you think, or I love the way you treat people. Or for me, it's less about physicality, and it's more about like that mental stimulation, that mental connection with that person. And it means more to me if he looks at me and says, I think the way you handled that was really admirable, or I'm really proud of you for this or that or whatever, even if it's just a general statement. That means more to me than, a compliment on a physical aspect. So I was 18 when I got my wisdom teeth removed. I don't remember anything. All I remember is waking up and I was on the couch at home. But then my mom was she's filling me in on everything. And the craziest thing is I kept looking at the surgeon and I kept calling him Robin Williams. And I was like, Robin. And he was like, honey, that's not my name. And then it turns out it was Robin Williams' birthday, that day that I got my wisdom teeth removed. And for some reason in my brain, my drugged up brain, I was like, it's Robin Williams. I also remember talking about hamsters in my mouth, and it was the gauze. It was the gauze at the back of my mouth, and I couldn't feel my face. And so I started crying a little bit because I thought it was gone. Just all in all, a very good time. Makeup's something that I've actually recently gotten into, and I think it's a lot of fun. I think for myself, naturally, I really love to focus on my eyes. I really try my best to, I know they're almond shaped, so I do my best to kind of widen them out. So I line under them here and also a little bit on the outside and kind of wing them up. And I also, mascara helps with that as well. If you take mascara and kind of brush out, it gives your lashes the chance to give you kind of like a natural wing. I think also highlighting. I love a dewy look. I love skin that looks, I don't know, like fresh and glowy, like you're just off the beach. Even though when you're off, at least for me, when I come off the beach, I've got mascara running on my eyes and I'm burnt. I have never broken a bone in my life. I do have an interesting story. So, this past December for my 22nd birthday, some of the cast, we went to Mammoth for a weekend trip to the mountains. And I was like, you know what? I want to snowboard for the first time. I've never gone snowboarding. I grew up skiing, but I stopped that when I was, I don't know, like 10. And Rudy, who plays JJ on the show, he was in charge of the maps and what slopes we were going to. And so we were just blindly trusting him. And on the lift, we took a shot beforehand and shouldn't have done that. And so we get off on the slope and all of a sudden I see the signs and there's like a blue diamond and a black diamond. And I knew enough from growing up on the slopes. I knew that neither of those were good for beginners. And so I immediately looked at him and I was like, Rudy, what? Is there a lift down? Like, can I go down? I want to go to the little green circle slope. And we didn't, there was no way. And so it took me like 2.5 hours and approximately, give or take, 5 really, really bad falls. I sprained my wrist. It's still a little funky. So I hit the toe edge and I went flying, like fully off the ground. My body was not touching the ground at all. I landed on my chest. I landed and I was absolutely winded and I couldn't move. Like when I tell you my entire body force was like just smack, like hit the ground, it was bad. Like, and Chase was right behind me and he saw it happen. And he tells it from a third party, but from what I experienced, I hit the ground and I couldn't breathe. I thought I had shattered every bone in my body. So yeah, that's the most recent injury story that it might be one of the worst. It was a good time though. I had hot chocolate afterwards and a beer. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and please stay safe out there.